Ryan Blaney did not just make the chase. He made a statement. 2 wins, a series best 15 top 10 finishes, and he locked his spot in before most drivers even knew the bubble was closing. This is not a lucky season. This is a warning shot to every single team in the garage, and by the end of this video, you will understand why the other 15 spots just got a lot scarier to chase. Let's start with what actually happened. After North Wilkesboro, Ryan Blaney officially clinched his spot in NASCAR's 2026 Chase. He joins Denny Hamlin and Tyler Reddick as the first 3 drivers locked into the 16-driver playoff field. 3 spots gone, 13 left, and 5 regular season races still standing between now and the cutoff. But here is the part people are missing. Blaney did not sneak into this spot. He forced his way in with numbers nobody else in the field can match right now. 2 wins this season and a series best 15 top 10 finishes. Read that again. 15. That means in almost every single race this year, Blaney has been a factor, not just showing up, finishing. That consistency is the real warning here. Wins get headlines, but top 10 finishes are what build a championship run. A driver who wins twice and finishes outside the top 10 the rest of the season is a threat for 2 weekends. A driver who finishes top 10 15 times is a threat every single weekend. That is the difference between a hot streak and a team that has figured something out. So what does this mean for everyone else? Right now, NASCAR still has 13 chase spots open. 5 races remain before the field locks. Indianapolis, Iowa, Richmond, New Hampshire, and Daytona to close it out. Every one of those races just turned into survival mode for the drivers sitting on the bubble. Here is why that matters more than people realize. When a driver like Blaney locks in early, it changes how he races the rest of the regular season. He does not need points. He does not need to play it safe. He can race for wins, take risks other drivers cannot afford, and make life miserable for anyone trying to catch a break. Locked-in drivers become the most dangerous cars on the track because they have nothing to protect. Now think about the bubble drivers. They cannot afford one bad finish, one wreck, one mechanical failure, one pit road penalty at the wrong moment. 5 races is not a lot of room to make up ground, especially with a driver like Blaney out there racing with zero fear because his season is already secure. This is the brutal warning. It is not just that Blaney made the chase. It is how he made it. Early, dominant, and with a stat line that puts him in a different category than drivers just trying to survive to Daytona. Let's talk about who is feeling the most pressure right now. Denny Hamlin and Tyler Reddick are already in alongside Blaney. That means the top of the standings is starting to separate from the middle of the pack fast. 3 spots are already gone with 13 remaining, and every week that passes without another driver clinching, the math for the bubble gets tighter. Think about it like this. If only a handful of new drivers punch their ticket in the next few races, the number of drivers fighting for the remaining spots stays high. More cars, fewer chairs. And now everyone left is racing against the clock at Indianapolis, then Iowa, then Richmond, then New Hampshire. Before it all comes down to Daytona, closing out the regular season adds another layer to this. Daytona is unpredictable. Big wrecks happen. Contenders get caught up in accidents that have nothing to do with their own mistakes. A bubble driver could be racing clean all summer and still get wiped out in one incident at Daytona that ends their shot at the chase. That is the reality Blaney does not have to worry about anymore. He is already in. Everyone else still has to survive one of the most chaotic tracks on the schedule just to get a chance. So let's bring this back to the warning. Blaney is not just racing for himself right now. Every dominant run he puts together the rest of the season adds pressure on the field. Remember those 15 top 10 finishes we talked about earlier? That number is going to keep climbing. Every race he finishes strong is another reminder to the rest of the garage that the bar for making a real run at the championship just got higher. This is bigger than one clinch. This is Blaney showing the entire garage what a championship-level season actually looks like in real time. 2 wins is impressive, but 15 top 10s out of the races run so far is the number that should scare people. That is not variance. That is not a hot streak. That is a team executing at a level nobody else in the field is matching. Now here is where it gets interesting. Locking in early does not guarantee anything once the actual chase starts. The playoff format resets points. So Blaney's regular season dominance, as impressive as it is, will not carry him through the playoff rounds by itself. But that is not the point of this warning. The point is what this run says about the team right now. A car and a driver combination that can produce this kind of consistency during the grind of the regular season is exactly the kind of team that shows up dangerous once the playoff pressure hits. Think about what it actually takes to hit 15 top 10 finishes before the regular season is even done. Every track is different. Short tracks, superspeedways, road courses, mile-and-a-halves. A team that only builds fast cars for one type of track cannot put together a number like that. They have to be tuning setups correctly week after week, no matter what shows up on the schedule. That is not one strong crew chief call. That is an entire operation firing on every cylinder, race after race, for months. That is exactly why this warning carries weight heading into the playoffs. The Chase format punishes teams that peak too early and fade when it counts, but it rewards teams that have already proven they can adjust to anything. Blaney's team has already shown they can win on multiple track types this season. So when the format resets points and the pressure changes, they are not walking into the unknown. They already have the blueprint sitting right there from the last several months of racing. So what happens next? 5 races left: Indianapolis, Iowa, Richmond, New Hampshire, Daytona, 13 spots open, and a growing group of drivers who now know exactly what kind of season it takes to lock in early because Blaney just showed them. Some of those bubble drivers are going to need a win just to guarantee their spot. A win is the cleanest way into the chase because it locks a driver in no matter where they sit in points. That is why you will start seeing more aggressive moves in the closing laps at Indianapolis, Iowa, Richmond, and New Hampshire. Drivers who normally settle for a solid points day cannot afford to settle anymore. 5 races is not a lot of time, and a top 10 finish does not guarantee anything if the points gap behind them is closing fast. Others are going to be doing math on points every single week, watching what everyone else does, hoping nobody below them catches fire at the wrong moment. That kind of pressure changes how people race. Drivers start playing it safe when they should be racing aggressive, or they take unnecessary risks trying to force a result. Either way, mistakes happen under that kind of pressure. And mistakes are exactly what separates the drivers who make the chase from the ones who go home. And remember, this is not just about one bad race. String together 2 or 3 average finishes in a row during these final 5 races, and a driver can watch their entire season slip away without a single crash or mechanical failure. Just steady erosion. Ryan Blaney did not just send a warning to NASCAR. He is still sending it, one top 10 finish at a time. And the drivers on the bubble right now, the ones staring down Indianapolis, Iowa, Richmond, New Hampshire, and Daytona, they know exactly what that warning means. Catch up or get left out of the 2026 chase entirely.